scorewithme.co.uk. My name's John Lightfoot, and this is
John Murphy.
And we're here to tell you about wine, hopefully help you find the wine, if not the wines, that you will totally enjoy. And in this episode, we're going to taste another Chardonnay. Now, Chardonnays have been a little bit unrepresented and it's been commented on in terms of our YouTube channel, so we thought we'd rectify that and do a sort of series on Chardonnays. So we'll link to this from this video to some of the others. Previously to tasting this one, we've actually tasted Casillero. That's not going to be pronounced right. Casillero, you'll do it right in a minute.
Diablo.
So this would be interesting because we are effectively with these two doing a back-to-back. So and that's really nice if you get the opportunity to do that. It really does help you pick out the differences between the wine rather than leaving any time in between. That said, shall we get on with it? The colour.
That's what we're here for, John. That is what we are. This is literally what we are here for.
It is. So, in terms of the colour, now it's very similar to the Chardonnays that we've seen before. I think.
Yeah.
Compared to a Chablis, a little bit darker, I'd say.
Yeah, it's definitely a more yellow colour about it. It's
more of a strawberry colour.
Deeper. Yeah.
And it still has that little bit of a it's got a hint. A greeny sort of
you can see just like on the edges there and just through the middle it comes through. It's looking good. It almost looks a little bit like a liquid honey to me. Does that?
I get what you mean.
That look just going around. It's just
they're quite often more golden, aren't they, honeys?
Yes, they are a little more golden, but
and obviously, of course, more viscous. So really, I don't really think he looks nice. Like,
shall I just leave, John? Do you want to do this video on your own? Yeah. Honestly, you have an opinion. So you prepared. All right, maybe it doesn't like honey then. No, I don't know whether there's something about that makes me think honey.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to go straight on the nose.
The nose?
Straight on the nose.
Oh, wow. Now, that really does remind... Now, if someone put that under my nose, I think even blind tasting, I would say Chardonnay.
It is very obvious, isn't it? It's very, and it's also a very nice smell. It's very.
Now, what I haven't mentioned, and it's coming up now, is actually what this wine is called and where it's from. So it's Dark Horse Chardonnay, which I think is from California. It's Californian,
it is California, and they've got a very, very clever label. I like it.
Yes.
It has a horse's head, and then there's a wine glass over the horse's head. Have a look. I was really taken with it.
I didn't even notice. It just shows you,
Heathen.
I must take a course on marketing at some point.
I know. I thought it was very good, excellent marketing.
No, it's very clever. Too clever.
Too clever, right? Well, it smells delicious. Let's get on.
No, but what are you smelling?
What do we not get down? Oh, crikey, we're not.
No.
See, we're moving. I think this is more in the realms of tropical fruit than the because I had a bit of apple in the first one. I can't smell apple. In fact, if anything. It's like a banana. There's banana.
Oh yeah, banana. I was trying to. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a banana. And
now you said banana. For some reason in my head, I've got that texture in my mouth. When you sort of got banana and you put it in your mouth and it gives that sort of like, I don't know what it is, but it's almost unique banana texture. And I don't even know where I've said that.
Unique banana texture. Hey, no. I know what you mean, but but it's still got that.
Yeah, because I was thinking to myself that it was like a bubbly gum sort of smell, but no, you're right. Banana is
it does remind me of, I know I'd relate it quite a lot, but to sweeties as a youngster, you used to have those, some people might remember, those foam bananas, that almost like a fake banana smell.
Yeah.
But nice.
You really need to see a therapist about your sweeties when you were a
child.
It really comes out every time. I'm really worried about what happened.
I don't think a lot.
No one was giving you sweeties or something, were they?
I don't know what you're suggesting, John. No. Come on, let's have a taste.
Okay, the taste.
Ooh.
Ooh. Now, as I said, we just before this had filmed another Chardonnay, and this is subtly different, isn't it? It's not quite the same acidity in it.
No, it's a lot softer. The first one had a soft acidity, but this is even softer. I think this has definitely got a different mouthfeel about it. Probably more fuller, but it seems to drop off a cliff again. it's there and then it's gone. It's like, oh, that was delicious, and it's gone. But then it comes back with the kind of the after flavour and the length really kind of pulls it together for me. It's a bit interesting. I'm gonna have another go at this one.
Yeah, no, it is. It is fuller. It's more rounded than the last one, which actually means that you probably choose different things, which we'll get to in a minute. Different things to eat with it if you were pairing it with some food. It hasn't got quite the same acidity, so some things you probably wouldn't try this with that you would the previous wine.
No, definitely not. And as you're just saying that, I'm thinking, oh well, what to put that with? It would be completely different cheese, definitely to.
Okay, well let's go to the pairing. Why not go to the pairing while we're talking about it?
Okay. Well, I personally, if it was cheese, I was going to put with this. I'd move away from the rich ones. I'd move towards a more kind of a washed rind cheese, which might sound odd, but I can imagine a nice bit of Pomledec with this. I think the Pomledec would work very well. A bit of Munster, that style. You know, a bit more bite about it, I think. It would work very well.
And if someone doesn't have such an, because you know, I have to say that your shop is quite unique in the broad range of cheeses you have. Certainly, if you compare it to a supermarket, is there one that is like a more common one that, in terms of not quite so narrow?
Yeah. Well, let me have a think. What you would be able to find. Well, a Camembert. You could get a nice Camembert, a rustic Camembert. You can pick those up in the supermarket. That would work. That would work really well with that one. I could just picture myself, you know, having chunks of Camembert and some nice bread or crackers, or just on its own. With that, I think that would work very well.
Do you like baked Camembert? You know, where you put it in the oven and so it melts, and you just cut the top of it, and everyone just dips their bread in.
Love it. I love it. The only problem is I just can eat too much of that because it's so bloody delicious.
Yeah.
I just said bloody. I'm allowed to say that.
Well, we've said it.
Well, it's our channel. Because it is so delicious. You can just go, because you can get the little 200 grammers, aren't there? The individual ones. Yeah. They usually have. I could easily do one of the 1 kilo ones to myself as well. That's bad, isn't it?
Oh.
I say it's bad.
I think that'd make me ill. Actually, I'd really enjoy it at the time, but I think I'd feel. But in terms of food, though, I mean, we mentioned that one, the previous one that we tried, the Casserello del Diablo. Maybe that was like a creamy pasta, and I don't think this would quite go. I think it wouldn't cut through the creamy pasta.
No, the acidity's not there.
No, and that's not a bad thing. You know, it's just different. So, so what do you think you would go with this? I mean, fish is still going to be okay. It's quite strong tasting. If you wouldn't want plain grilled fish with this, would you?
No, it needs a little bit more because there is. Although we've said it won't cut through the pasta, there's still a lot of flavour in there. I think that's I would say the problem is because it's not a problem. Because it's a good thing.
Yeah. Do you think this would go with salmon if you had a grilled salmon?
Salmon, yeah, you could take salmon because salmon's got that richness in there as well.
Yeah.
I would take that on quite well.
Yeah.
We'll have to try, John. I'd have to have a little go. You know what? As I'm drinking this, and I don't know if it's because I said it looks like honey, but I'm actually getting a honeyed sweetness in there. I'm not saying it is sweet, not for a minute, but there's something in me that's thinking, what's it honey? Yeah. But I don't know whether it's because I mentioned earlier the honey.
No, I agree. I think it's like on the back burner, isn't it? It's just like on the edge of the taste, which actually, you're right. It makes it, when you say sweet, people are going to jump to conclusions. It's not even sweet. It's just that edge, and you're right. No, I get that totally.
It sits there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just on the tongue there, nicely. Yeah. I'm very impressed with that one, John.
I'm very impressed with it, and to be honest, I was. We all have the preconceptions, don't we? When I saw that it was a Californian Chardonnay, I thought, this is going to be, I'm not going to enjoy this because it's going to be like too buttery and too over oaked, and I'm probably really not going to enjoy this. And actually, it's just smashed that. It's very, very nice. And what is interesting is, although they're subtly different from the previous one, which we will link to, it's subtly different. So if you were, I think if I was tasting one of these one week and another one the other week, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But back to back, the subtleties just unfold.
Yeah, you would struggle if you're doing it like one week and like I said the next week. But you struggle with a lot when you do it that way. But we're lucky doing this back to back. It's very difficult to say out of the two there, which one I would have preferred. They're both good.
Yeah, I think if you were eating, which one you prefer would depend upon what you're eating. And I think probably it would also depend if you were just drinking. I would say that the one we were referring to, the Casserello del Diablo.
Which one was that, John? Which one was that?
Oh, try again.
I'm saying this, I can't even pronounce it.
Diablo.
I can't do the first one. Castellero
sounds good.
Castellero del Diablo.
Yeah, that one I think would be better on a hot afternoon, and when this one would be better when it's just slightly cooled down a bit in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you know, that's the way I would prefer to drink them.
I could live with that, John. I can see both. Yeah.
Okay, so we haven't done a score, have we?
We haven't done a score, but we need to know price. What's the price?
Oh, okay. The price is £7.
That's
I know.
ridiculous.
If you told me this was 10, 11, 11.50, I would have.
Oh.
Okay.
I'd say if you paid for that in a restaurant,
Yeah.
you'd pay a lot more. That is.
Yeah. Well, obviously restaurants knock it up sort of 100%,
they do,
don't they?
but-
So.
Right. Well, with that in mind, I'm going to give my my vote, my score, and say I'm going to go and say 82.
Okay, and I was going to say 81, which is strange because in the last one you were one under me, and this time I'm one under you.
Yeah.
As the Spanish man said. So,
Which Spanish man ever said that?
one. Do you think I should round it up at that? I mean, the only thing we have left to do is the conclusion.
Yes,
as one would say.
Yeah, this would definitely have a place in my. This would definitely have a place in my wine rack, yeah.
And mine, yeah. Is again, they'd be side by side. The one that we've linked to before, the Dilabro, and this, different occasions, ideal. Very, very nice. For £7, absolutely excellent value.
Yep.
Great. Well, we're really enjoying it. I'm really warming up to these Chardonnays.
Yes, yeah. Well, again, I think if the folk out there, if you've not had a Chardonnay for a while because you were put off by them, what we've just seen this evening with the two Chardonnays we've tried, just been lovely to revisit them, lovely to see, how good they have been compared to what you might have thought they were like. So if you're out there and you fancy it, give it a go.
Absolutely, and we've got some more to come. So we'll put them in a playlist, so you can, if you want to, you can see them all together. Obviously, be linking them. So fantastic! I really enjoyed that, and as you say, it's been a great reintroduction to Chardonnay, and I am going to try more Chardonnay in the coming months.
Fair dues.
Good, as one says. So.
I was still intrigued who this Spanish guy was.
One.
Okay, fair dues. It's been a delight.
It's been a delight, yeah. So until the next time, we really look forward to seeing you there, whether it's in another one of our Chardonnay videos or one of the other wines that we cover. Really look forward to seeing you there. It might even be a gin video or a whiskey video. We'll see you there. Chin chin.
Chin chin.